Hello, this is Dread, and in today's video topic, we're going to go over leveling for Necromancer. I was in the middle of making leveling guides for each class, but I got a little busy. So here's the Necromancer one. The idea here is a build that requires no gear to get started and can transition into any other Necromancer build after level 40. So once you reach Monoliths, you could swap into a Retaliate Bone Golem setup, or you could play Flame Wraiths once you get some of the idols. The concept of the build is to just spam as many zombies as possible. We achieve this by reducing their mana cost through Forceful Commander and building up a lot of cast speed. Zombies have some of the highest base damage in the entire game and can completely solo the entire game up until Empowered Monoliths without much effort. Another skill we use, of course, is Rip Blood, mainly for mana, as when you are spamming this many zombies, you will run out of mana, so using Rip Blood to refill up is ideal. Other than that, you can use any other skills to level, like Summon Skeleton, Bone Golem, or Summon Skeletal Mage. Pick your poison, whatever you want, or you could start leveling skills for the transition when you do eventually move into the next build. That's the beautiful thing about this build, is it is a 2-button combo. Eventually, when you get high enough level in the Necromancer tree, you can also specialize into Dreadshade, which will give you a lot more damage in monoliths, allowing you to push as far as needed until you can, of course, get whatever you need for your next build. With all that being said, let's go in game so we can talk about this more in depth. All right, here we are in game with the build. So I leveled this on stream. That link will be in the description. But TLDR, we summon zombies. They go and kill stuff, and then of course we refill with Rip Blood. That's most of the campaign. Now, what are you going to do until you get to zombies, right? That's like the biggest problem with Acolyte currently. So what you're going to do specifically is you're going to take Wandering Spirits first. You're going to do 2 points travel into Souls of Rage, 1 point travel into Poison Mind, then 1 point into Spectral Putrescence. This will give you a bunch of extra single target, especially next patch when poison deals a bit more damage. Now, for the second skill that you're going to specialize, you're going to specialize Hungering Souls, right? Now, this node was changed in the multiplayer patch because I'm currently in 8.5. It gives you 40% more global damage with everything. So this will make, of course, your Wandering Spirits deal more damage. This will make the poison they apply deal more damage. And this will make your Hungering Souls deal more damage, right? So all of that is great. Then eventually 1 point travel into Risen Cemetery, then 5 points into Sin of Madness. By the time that you have all of that filled out for Hungering Souls and for Wandering Spirits, you will be at the point where you can take Zombie. And then once you take Zombie, you're going to re-specialize instantly into Summon Zombie and into Rip Blood. Now, what are you going to put out on that one? So you're going to take 5 points into Forceful Commander, which is great. Mana efficiency is wonderful for this because early on you want to be spamming zombies. 3 points into Grave Attunement for, of course, the 45% more damage. We don't really care about the reduced movement speed much. 1 point into Daunting Blast Travel. 2 points into Ravenous as 60% more damage is very strong. 1 point travel into Path of Destruction, then 2 points into Necromantic Fervor. Now, this node was nerfed. It's going to be about 0.8%. That's why I only put 1 point in it, is to replicate the patch. This was nerfed, and it's because it's insanely strong. But 0.8% is still going to be enough to keep you topped up when you're, of course, in monoliths and stuff like that, when you're leveling. Then eventually you'll max out Fervor. By that point, you should be at level 40-ish, and you'll be able to play whatever other build you want to play. Now, of course, we have Rip Blood here. We have 5 points into Hemomancer. You'll just want to take 1 point early on, though. 2 points travel into Quenching early on, then 3 points to Mana Feast. This is the most important part about Rip Blood, as it'll just give you a way to get mana back after you run out of mana from spamming zombies. And then you can just fill out the rest of the tree. That's it. That's it for the build. Now, eventually, when you get a high enough level in the Necromancer tree, you'll get access to Dreadshade. And what you're going to want to do there is put 1 point travel into Spectral Presence, 2 points into Dying Coven, 4 points into Grim Fate, and then 1 point into Enemy of My Enemies. This will make it so that you can mark the enemy with Dreadshade, and as the zombie walks to the dummy, it will deal the more damage, which is great. And all of that combined means that you can essentially go through early monoliths very easily. Now, this point, this one, don't use this. This is just a flex slot. Right now, I'm testing things. This is just a flex slot. Like you can run like whatever you want, like summon Wraith, summon Skeletal Mage. You can do some Bone Golem. Use whatever skill that you want in this slot, essentially. And that's pretty much it. Uh, Now for gearing, what I did was I went for plus the level something volatile zombie on the helmet. That's like the most important one. Obviously, if you don't get it early on, it's fine. The chest, I just went for a lot of physical resistance. This is the only like necessary piece, I think, is using like a two-handed staff with cast speed and minion spell damage. Minion spell damage, these explosions, they are spells, so this is just 200% increased damage. So this is actually very strong for your zombies. Of course, I just run the usual stuff like silver rings, movement speed boots. You do want, of course, mana regen wherever you can get so that you can feel even more comfortable with your zombies. And that's pretty much it for the gearing. Nothing else is important. Everything else is just get whatever res and whatever you can possibly get. That's pretty much it for gearing. I think that's it. I do plan on making another version of this where it's an end game and it's finished as a quote unquote actual starter. That will be for later when I'm finished with this. I just wanted to stop now, make this leveling guide so that you guys had a way to level through the campaign as a Necromancer. And you can use this for any other build. This will guarantee a smooth leveling process. It feels really fun as you're throwing exploding zombies at enemies. That's pretty much it. With all that being said, this has been Dread. Off to go make other videos. Bye.